Hello everyone! Today with you, me, Наталія Долженкова, from school number 18. Let's start! Today we are going to talk about publications, which can be fiction and non-fiction ones. Ready, steady, go! Let's look onto my screen and you can see the list of publications. Maybe this picture will help you. The first one is, atlas. The next one is autobiography. The third one is a dictionary, which we usually use during our English lesson. The next one is encyclopedia. The next one is your grammar book with all the rules from grammar. And the next one is a guidebook, which we usually use when we are going to travel. Let's look into our new words. Atlas, grammar book, dictionary, autobiography, guidebook, encyclopedia. Move on. And one more word which I also want to guess, manual. When you buy a new thing, for example, a TV set, and you need to read the instructions. All the instructions you can find there. And now, let's divide all these publications into two groups. The first one is fiction publications, and the next one is non-fiction publications. The first one are fiction publications. Move on. As the example, comic. Why is it fiction? Because we try to predict and imagine some action there. The next one, atlas. Absolutely true fact about different countries. And that is a non-fiction publication. Autobiography or biography are non-fiction publications. A cookbook, if you are fond of cooking, you usually read it, is also a non-fiction publication. A dictionary, an encyclopedia, a grammar book with all the rules, a guidebook, a magazine or a newspaper are also non-fiction publications. And manual, the instruction, in other words. And let's look which one are coming to fiction ones. A novel, a play, and a short story. Are you fond of short stories? I am. Yes. Let's work with two more words, textbook and thesaurus. Which publication would you like to read if you wanted to read the story of a person's life written by that person? Right, that is an autobiography. Which of publication would you like to read if you wanted to read the story of a person's life written by someone else? Yeah, right. That is his or her biography. Which one would you like to read if you wanted to find out which countries are next to Egypt? Yeah, you can look through your atlas. If you wanted to learn how your new HD TV works, right, that is your manual. Which publication would you like to read if you wanted to look up a word you don't understand? You need to find the explanation of the word. Yeah, that is your dictionary. If you would like to read something written for the theater and maybe create your own play, which publication would you read if you wanted to read stories with lots of pictures and not many words? Comics. Right you are. If you want to find information about a rainforest somewhere in South America or in Australia, you need to read the encyclopedia. If you would like to read the latest gossip about pop stars, are you keen on it or not? If you are, let's read a magazine. Which publication would you like to read if you wanted to read a long fiction work? Fiction. Let's remind and let's think a bit. Is it imaginary story or a real one? Yeah, that is a type of an imaginary story, but the long one. Yeah, that is your novel. Which publication would you like to read if you wanted to read about what is happening in the world? That is from newspaper. But which one would you like to read if you wanted to find out what to do and see when you are on holiday? Imagine that situation that you need to find a road somewhere to see some sights or places of interest, and you open your guidebook and find all necessary information. Which publication would you like to read if you wanted to learn the rules of the English language? I can't hear you. Which one? Right, that is your grammar book. Right now, we have already done the task. Which publications would you read if you want to do different activities? Keep it on. And now, you are going to listen the conversation and you need to complete the sentences with two names, Maria and Rachel. Sorry, I'm going to have a phone call and let's listen my conversation with my friend Maria.
Hi Matt, what are you reading?
It's a magazine article about famous authors. It's really interesting and there is a questionnaire too.
Great, I like questionnaires. Let's do it. What's the first question?
How many books do you read a year?
That's a difficult question. I suppose it means fiction. You know, novels.
Yeah, probably. So, what's your answer?
About 2 a month, I guess. That's, what, 24 a year?
24 novels a year? That's loads. I only read about 5. I do read lots of comics though.
You can't include those. I read hundreds of magazines. Okay, next question.
Okay, question 2. Would you rather read a novel or to see a film of that novel?
I'd rather read it, definitely. Then you can use your imagination. It's much more interesting.
Well, I'd rather see the film. It's more exciting.
I don't agree. Anyway, what's the next question?
Imagine if you were an author. Would you prefer to be poor but famous, or rich but unknown?
That's tricky. I'd prefer to be rich and famous.
That isn't one of the choices.
Okay, famous and poor.
So fame would be more important to you than money?
Yes, I think so. If I was an author, what about you?
I'd prefer to be rich.
I thought so. Are there any more questions?
Yeah, one more. Have you ever written a short story for fun?
No, not really. Only for school.
And I have, you know that.
Really? I didn't know that. What was it about?
It was a science fiction story about the future.
Really? Can I read it?
No.
Ah, go on, please.
No, you can't. I don't want anyone to know about it.
So why did you mention it?
I was just answering the questions. I didn't want to talk about it.
Bye.
Bye. See you. Thank you for your answers. And right now, after the listening to the conversation, you need to complete the sentence with who reads a lot of comics. It was Maria, right? Who reads a lot of magazines? Rachel or Maria? Yeah, it was Rachel. Who finds film more exciting than books? Me or my friend Maria? Yeah, it was Maria. Who thinks fame is more important than money? That's okay. Is it Maria or Rachel? Rachel thinks fame is more important than money. And who has written a science fiction short stories and doesn't want to share with others? Yeah, that's right. It was Maria. Now, I'd like to show you how you can express your likes and dislikes when you are talking about different publications. If you want to express your likes and dislikes, you can use such structures are: I'm a big fan of, I quite like, I'm really into, I can't stand, I really like, and some publications are okay. Let's work with some examples. If you love something so much, you use the structure which is the first one. I'm a big fan of dictionaries. Or if you don't like or dislike them, you can say I'm not a big fan of. Novels or plays are okay. If you want to show that you like it in the middle of. And also the structure which means the same. I quite like autobiographies. Next one. I really like guidebooks or manuals. Because you want to express that you are keen on something. The same structure, but in more stronger meaning. It's I am really into short stories. And the last one, when you never read them and even hate them, you usually use the structure which is the last one. I can't stand. And the example, I can't stand newspapers or magazines. Some of these structures express strong like. Some of them express medium likes. And only one expresses dislikes. Which one? Yeah, right. I can't stand. And now we have already worked with all the vocabulary which are connected with publications. And now let's use our useful vocabulary and these structures for writing a book review. When you would like to write a book review, you need to divide your review into some parts. In the first paragraphs, you need to summarize your thoughts of the book as a whole. In the main paragraph, you need to discuss the theme, author's intent, the best and worst parts of the book, your own opinion of the book, and other relevant information a reader would want to know. In the main body, you need to use our expressions. Why? Because you need to involve the reader to read this book. And don't forget to divide into individual sessions or melt into a simple paragraph. And in the last final paragraph, summarize your thoughts about the book and share if the book is worth or isn't worth reading. That, as you understand, it should be your homework. Think about your favorite book or the latest book you have already read and try to write a review of this book. That's all for today. See you next week. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Уроки на телеканалі Київ – це не тільки пізнавально і корисно, а ще й легко та цікаво. Хочеш більше? Всі наші уроки на нашому YouTube-каналі. Переходь за посиланням або QR-кодом, що бачиш на екрані. І навчайся з телеканалом Київ з задоволенням.